The neighbor who shot this video told CNN that paramedics showed zero sign of concern or panic about the patient's health.
They drove away with no sirens. They drove away with no sirens on. What we used to do is, before I was born, they would sit down, even when I was in the 60s, 70s, at 6 o'clock, you'd watch the news. From 6 to 7, you'd watch the news, and the news would tell you what happened in the day. And then you'd go on with your life. Now, and we do it too because of this, the news is on 24/7. And all it does is pump you full of dread and horror. And then on top of the dread and the horror, now it's become these cackling dipshits who are giving us the news, Rachel Maddow aside, and a couple people aside. But it's these people that are more worried about the fame they're getting from the news, or more worried about being seen on the news, or more worried about getting their quick, like you and I do it all the time. Oh, wow, he worked on that. Like someone will say some like weird phrase and like, oh, fuck, he had to write that because being writers. The news sucks right now. And I think if you look at some of the podcasters, I would say we try to be really accurate and at least honest and talk about what's going on. I think what's going to happen is, and CBS is dying after what they did to 60 Minutes, dying. I think it's all going to transfer to this. And I think there is a bright spot coming in our future in America. We're going to go through some darkness first, but there's a bright spot coming. Mitch McConnell is dead. I'm calling it. They will not show a picture of him.
He's not dead yet, but he's on his way to dying.
Here's my theory. Now, this is
I do just want to say Tyron Johnson was killed July 4th in Memphis, and now Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was shot and killed during a traffic stop by ICE in Houston just this week.
So the Istapo is actually killing Americans in the street and disappearing people that don't need to be disappeared into, and not telling their families. We are in a clown show of low-rent Nazism in America right now, people.
And then there's Nolan Wells.
Nolan Wells was just dumped on an island, went out with some... Well, I tell you what, I don't want to hang out with white people anymore. I'm a little afraid to hang out with white people.
The thing about a lot of Republicans in my family, or they say conservatives, it's not the same. And I'm like, okay. Is they say there is no racism.
By the way, by saying no racism is probably one of the most racist things you could possibly say.
So it really is. It's just completely denying the history of 400 yeis and the present history. But I said to that family member when it was said to me, David Oyelowo, who is a brilliant actor, and was in that movie with Brad Pitt, and he played, was it Malcolm X or was it Martin Luther King? David Oyelowo is a brilliant actor. Anyway, he and his wife went to my church, and my church made a Facebook post about him, and they were in the music performance part of the church. My church rocks out, and then they did a Facebook post about his new movie, and the posts about him were so racist that
the responses,
they had to cut off comments. Yeah. They had, he starred as Martin Luther King in the movie Selma. And they had to cut off comments because of his wife and him.
This is California.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the balls to say racism doesn't exist, I know you're white, number one. Number two, I also know you're really uneducated. Number three, I know you're ignorant and don't care about being educated. So I don't need you around. I'm in a bad mood today. I'm seeing what's happening. I'm watching protests on the news right now, and I'm seeing a couple where some people are protesting Trump, and then other people are coming in on the MAGA side with these big signs, and fighting is starting now.
Mm-hmm.
And remember what I said, that we're going to have something very bad happen. It's coming. I mean, it's already bad every day, but there's something bad coming. Mitch McConnell, I want you to look it up. Here's my theory on Mitch McConnell. So if, let's say I'm on life support. What are you going to do?
Pull the plug.
Okay, sorry, I don't want to talk about what the contract says. I want to talk about if I could make it.
I gotta get on Threads. What's happening here?
So wait, so what? So you're gonna stick around. You're gonna see if I get care and make sure if I'm not brain dead, if I'm gonna come back, right? You're gonna be there, yes?
If you're on life support,
yes,
yeah.
His wife got on a plane to China and left. So Mitch McConnell's gone. He's dead, brain dead. His wife left. She's back in China. Her family owns a shipping company in China.
Right.
She left. She got the fuck out of America. She's gone.
Why?
Supposedly it was to meet Xi, but that's not it. And also, wouldn't you leave if you knew in the midterms that you might be more protection? No more protection from Mitch McConnell and no more protection from the shit you did and he did. So she left. They're not announcing anything about Mitch McConnell. Scott Jennings on CNN had the balls to go. I had a 20-minute conversation with him, except the only picture we have of him is his tubes are in every orifice plus extra. They made extra orifices. Yeah. He did that when he was alive. So
are we sure?
So here's the problem.
He's like Julia Child in those final cooking shows. Where you could just tell there's a broom handle up her back.
she's like marionette. There's strings.
There is alcohol for
what is this? I love this character.
Do this and put it down.
So what happens is that. So here's the problem.
Let's see.
They can put Tom Massey in as that senator. And Tom Massey just lost it. So the governor can actually appoint an interim senator in his place.
Dear God.
Unless they keep him alive until August 1st.
Oh, and he is the man of dates and days before an election. Yes. Boy, is he.
Yes.
Okay, Elaine Chao has issued a statement. He was being seen loaded into an ambulance after apparent cardiac arrest.
Right.
Right after he goes into cardiac arrest,
no sirens. I want to point out.
Issues a statement. She returned. You were wrong.
Is she back now?
Came back.
Okay.
Supposedly, unless she left again. She was already on a long planned trip in China to support her family's philanthropic endeavors. That sounds like such bullshit. Let's see. 11 hours ago, Mitch McConnell was seen being loaded into an ambulance after apparent cardiac arrest. I believe he went into cardiac arrest during that press conference.
No.
And we just propped his ass up.
So
new video shows him being loaded into an ambulance at his Capitol Hill home. Oh, the video just came out.
Of them when they had. Okay, so read it. Keep reading what happened.
It shows DC Fire and EMS personnel wheeling the 84-year-old on the stretcher on the morning of June 14th. We're almost 1 month in. His face is not visible. His lower legs appear to be covered by an orange blanket, bare feet sticking out.
They don't let that happen when you have a heart attack. They cover you.
He had an oxygen mask. Oh, that's like dead shit.
Yeah. Yes.
One of my neighbors is like, oh yeah, it's Mitch. I saw his face. The anonymous resident said there are photos of it. He was brought to the hospital in an ambulance on a stretcher. They said he was unconscious. First responders had to perform CPR on him.
They left his feet uncovered.
Oh, hold on.
Yep, here we go.
Let's dive deeper.
Yep.
The neighbor who shot this video told CNN that paramedics showed zero sign of concern or panic about the patient's health.
They drove away with no sirens. The neighbor said, in a situation where I feel perhaps time is of the essence, there should have been a little bit more urgency, but there was no urgency here. No. Rumors about his death have swirled since his hospitalization. Do you understand?
Many far-right commentators are saying he was left brain dead by this medical episode. His body is not dead. That's how they're getting around it.
Yes, they're keeping him alive. Yes.
He's on a machine.
They don't want Thomas Massey to get his spot because the governor could just appoint Thomas Massey interim. And then they have to say that he can pull a special election.
John Boone said he spoke to him on Monday. He said we shared a lengthy and substantive conversation that carried a variety, I don't know why I said that word that way, but it's fine, of topics, including national substantive. I use it with a V. Some people use it with a B.
Silent B. Do you guys know about groceries?
He said, including national security. So John Thune called him in the hospital about national security, although Mitch McConnell is not able to make a social media video to say, hey guys, I'm still alive.
You do know.
Majority Whip also put out a similar statement, John Barrasso from Wyoming, saying that the two had a phone call that lasted roughly 20 minutes. McConnell was fully engaged and eager to get back to the Senate.
So they are basically...
He was last seen June 4th.
And yet he's talked to all these people, yet we have no recordings. You know, wouldn't you want, if you were Mitch McConnell, to have something out there if you were alive to let people know that you were okay? Wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird, isn't it?